morning and good afternoon to those of you out there. I don't know if any of you just heard my announcement, so I will try it again. We've just finished a combat operation in a neighboring system in the Pleiades Nebula, where we acquired some of the essential materials that bases recently attacked by the Thargoids require. We have plotted some courses to the Maya and Meropa systems to dump off those supplies, and we've also taken on some passengers at this station who require evacuation from the starport, which has also been damaged. This is Hudson Observatory.
Attention.
Located in HIP 17694.
Rest assured, federal forces are on high alert to guarantee.
This is the current situation. The little star map. We have received some news items concerning the bubble, which we'll switch to right now, just to apparently is within this region of space, of course, occupied by human factions, powers, the Empire being in the amber-red categories, the blue and violet reflecting the territory controlled by the Empire. Both of these regions, as well as the neutral regions, including the oranges and the greens, well, not the greens, just the amber and the, I guess the orange representing Grom. And not the yellow, not the peach, which is representing the Federation as well, specifically the Shadow President. Anyway, the bubble, which is central to mankind's occupancy of the galaxy, denoted here, has now been invaded by the Thargoids and is being subjected to interdicts, according to Obsidian Ant. Obsidian Ant was referring specifically to Pleiades Sector India Romeo Whiskey D155, but he seems to be indicating that there is concern that we are getting close to the regions that are controlled by the independent states as well as the Federation. The Empire is further in and seems to be, because of its distance, maybe a little bit less susceptible. Hard to say at this point. Depends on Thargoid objectives, of course. Furthest away from the Thargoid threat is the Alliance, which is having new ships introduced, and with them the possibility, of course, remains that we will see Alliance rankings start to take shape under the administration of the Alliance and Prime Minister McMahon. But so far, that has not happened. And so thus we find ourselves in this star system, HIP 17694. We are destined for Meropa, and of course then the Maya system. These are all currently independent systems. Denoted by yellow. Red on this map view is for the Federation, and blue represents the Empire. So we have a large number of independent Federation and a smattering, or perhaps just the one. I think it's a smattering. Nope, just the one Imperial world. There is also the Alliance world located at Pleiades Sector, India Hotel Victor C25. Interestingly, we also have Alliance presence denoted over here near the California Nebula. I'm just going to draw this down here because I flagged a couple systems, HIP 18077 and several other systems in the California sector, which are Alliance held. But no Thargoid presence reported out here, just piracy. Very good. Moving right along.
Docking clamps retracted. Observe station regulations on exit. Have the all clear. FFC signing off.
First time being in the My system in quite a while. yes, we'll deliver our passengers and then return to the Meropa system, where we have some business to be conducted. unfortunate group of people out there that are trying very desperately to get a hold of me.
Landing gear deployed. Frameshift charge detected. Docking successful. Engines disengaged. Frameshift charge detected.
Well, we managed to get out of that. What we had there was a case where it looked as if some Russian players, maybe, were engaging in some hunting of humans. And because there was 3 of them, I damn near didn't get away. But fortunately, I did get away by tactically moving into a planet's gravitational field and moving close enough to it that I broke through their interdiction attempts. And with that, they would find it very difficult to be able to lock onto me or get into a situation where they would find me available for combat. So, ooh, this is in the Atlas system. I think we might try this one. This is some VIPs that need to go to the Atlas system for a 1,000,000 credit reward. We'll accept the contract. They're only on transport, so we'll give it a whirl. Now, in this system, we still have a damaged starport to engage at. And I don't know if our friends out there are going to let us do that. So I might try breaking their blockade and then vacating via interstellar hyperdrive if they choose to pursue. It's only 706 light seconds away. Yeah, we'll attempt to make the run for it. What do we got here? Anything? Nope. And our inventory is still intact. One thing we want to do is yeah, well, we'll just see about that. We've got bigger worries to hold our interest for the moment. Starport services, please. We'll go to advanced maintenance and restock with limpets, of which we only have 4 left. We have restocked on our limpets. We have no friends logged in at the moment. Let's see what we have here.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2,
The other thing I might try doing is suckering them into a conflict with the Thargoids. But at the moment, our scope is clear. I do not see anyone there. They're either running in silent mode or they lie in wait ahead. If they're coming after us. Again. Mission target. Why is it a mission target? Oh. I see.
Boarding permission granted. Landing gear deployed. Engines disengaged.
We'll have to ferry them over to the station itself. I was afraid of that. Um, It has a black market. So, instead of going and trying to pawn off hot medical supplies, we will go to my appoint, which is very close by.
Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
Access authorized. Clear to land at docking bay 07. Automated docking initiated.
Landing gear deployed.
Ensure you have cleared your landing request before approaching the docking area. If your request has not been authorized, leave the landing area and resubmit.
Ship is on the ground. Ground crew dispatched. It's good to have you with us, Commander.
To keep traffic flowing constantly, please submit your access request before approaching the docking area. All bounties should be cleared at this
Unsuccessful.
port services contact panel. Individuals who fail to comply will be prosecuted. All bounties should be cleared at this port services contact panel. Individuals who fail to comply will be prosecuted. This is a message to all commanders. Please head quickly to your assigned landing pad and refrain from obstructing other docking areas.
Incoming hail.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I was just
Okay, cool.
This is very
Sorry about
difficult using my keyboard with the VR headset on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I was being chased around by a trio. I think they're Russian players.
No, no kidding.
Based on their, they never caught me, but like they ran me into the planet a few times, and I was like running around trying desperately to evade them. They're very good with the
Oh my.
interdict, so I wasn't able to evade their interdiction directly. But it wasn't so much of a problem when I like bumped into the planet and used the planet tactically against them in order to avoid being interdicted. But it was pretty,
Yeah.
it was pretty spooky there for a while. So anyways, I thought I'd ask and see if anyone else was having problems. They seem to be attacking like human players, and every time there's like someone like that in system, I kind of want to, I don't know. I can't take 3 of them simultaneously. My shields were almost worn down by one of them during the attack, but
I gotcha. Yeah, I know what you mean. I haven't seen any recently, but are you talking about in this system or a different system?
no, in this system, in the Maya system. There's also a group of people, of NPCs from the Anthill mob. They're basically waiting till bases get attacked by the Thargoids. And then the Anthill mob is going out and trying to attack the star bases and their supply lines in order to gain control of the systems.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've noticed, I was operating out of Alcazar's Hope, but it's under lockdown, I'm assuming, because of the Anthill mob. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and there's like at least 3 other star bases in this cluster in the Pleiades that are like, you know, putting 2 million credit bounties and stuff out on them. I took out an entire wing myself of 3, but they were like, there was 2 Sidewinders and a Diamondback Scout. And when they're coming up against a Python, even a trio of them simultaneously, it's pretty difficult for them to take down my shields. I've got over 600 shield points available with my extra systems added, and so yeah, it's about as good as I think I can get the Python. Right now I'm saving up for an Anaconda, but I'm right on the verge of getting the Anaconda, and I'm not supposed to. People keep telling me, people with Anacondas like yourself keep telling me, don't bother buying one until after 200 million. Well, after 200 million credits. I've got this ship which I can sell for 200 million, and then I've got another 40 million in cash available. But I might want to just upgrade the armor on this one. Like right now, I haven't got the mirror armor yet. When I have that, then I'll start thinking more seriously about the Anaconda. But anyway.
Yeah, I completely agree. Because it's funny enough, you know, you buy the base Anaconda and try and take it up against, you know, even NPCs. You can find that, you know, they'll take down your shields quick and your armor quick too, and it's just like, what the heck? So, yeah, you gotta have the extra cash to upgrade it immediately, basically.
Yeah, I've blown up an expert level NPC Anaconda myself, like just toe to toe. Well, not toe. I didn't sit there, obviously. I was like running around, but but like I've been able to defeat one just on my own. And if that's possible, well, obviously before you get all the advantages and all the bells and whistles, where you can have fighters launch out of the thing and have yourself like a fairly, you know, substantial battle and trade ship mixed into one. You want to spend some money on it. So anyway, I'm not gonna like upgrade it right away. I'm not gonna like buy the $150 million Anaconda or 150 million credit Anaconda and then turn around and try to make a go of it. Some people have done that. I'm not gonna try.
Yeah, I completely understand. I mean, the other option is that, like, if you were really anxious to get one, you could, but you probably end up doing, you know, trade runs to get your money up. So if that's not what you're into, yeah, I'd stick with the Python for now.
Yeah, I'm mostly into missions, like the trade and even the combat. Like the combat's sort of a necessity. You have to be able to fight in order to survive in the game. But it's not something I'm going specifically for. I do not hunt other people. Right now I'm going up against Thargoids. I had a really weird encounter lately with the Thargoids. I had 3 Cyclops-class battleships pull me out of, do an interstellar interdict on me, so I got yanked out in deep space, not in a star system, and they pulled me out of hyperspace in the middle of nowhere, and then they proceeded to, instead of attacking me, I didn't have anything they wanted, so instead of attacking me, they just surrounded me. And then they pointed, like, then they pointed their backs to me and faced outward. And the only thing I can explain, the only thing that was different on my ship from the last time I got interdicted was that I had the Xenoscanner. But the Xenoscanner, all it does is enable you to be able to scan their ships instead of getting an error message. You can actually tell like how many hull points and how much shields they have. But other than that, there was nothing different about it. It was just like, oh, I can scan you now, but so what? They pointed in the other direction, and that was the end of it.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess they didn't stay around long, though, right?
No, they sat there until I left. Like I sort of played around with them a bit. Like I took off. I have class 5 dirty thrusters on this thing, so I can go like 400. I can go over 400 on my sublight gauge, And so I was like flying, careening along, and they came after me. But every other maneuver I took, like with thrusters, be it horizontal, up, down, sideways, you know, just moving with just normal engines, they were able to match and keep up with me no problem until I used my afterburners.
Yeah.
As soon as I kicked in the main thrusters and went over 400, then they couldn't keep up anymore. But as soon as I slowed down, they just resumed formation. They surrounded me again and then pointed outwards. You know, it was like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you're not shooting at me, you're just pointing outwards as if you were, like, guarding me for something. And I waited around to see if anything else showed up, and nothing else showed up. And then I was like, well, I don't really want anything else to show up. I'm on a mission right now, so... If anything else, like a Type 8 shows up or something, it would be really, really bad, because there's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could do against 3 Type 7s to begin with, but like a Type 8 would have been, you know, inconceivably, like a Dreadnought or something, like inconceivably. I haven't even heard that there is a Type 8. The maximum... The maximum class I think we're up to now is the Cyclops, or the Type 7 battleship. I've seen them go into hyperspace, but... Like I said, we were in deep, deep space.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they were just sitting there, like, waiting for someone else to show up, or I don't know. Anyways, I can speculate all night long.
Yeah, I don't know either. I haven't had them do that specifically.
No, they're pretty weird alien creatures. I mean, you never know. It doesn't make any sense. But they're aliens, so...
Yeah. Not supposed to make sense, I guess.
No, this is what you get from aliens. They just don't make any sense at all. Anyway,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I guess I was just going to ask you what your thoughts on, just further on the Thargoids, like, do you think they're defending their territory, or is it more...
Well, my attitude towards... I'm not formally aligned with the Federation. I hold a rank of warrant officer, which is I'm about to change over to warrant officer, to the next rank above warrant officer, which will enable me to get the advanced gunship if I want it. I don't know. I think I'm just going to stick with my plan to get the Anaconda. But when I can get to the Corvette, I'll be an admiral. I think you have to be like super high ranked. I won't get to admiral before I hit 10 weeks of solid gameplay. But ultimately, that will be the ship that I'm going after. Is, you know, one of the capital ships. I'm highest ranked in the Federation, no formal rank, and I don't belong to any of their factions. So my attitude initially towards the Thargoids was, oh, let's make peace with them and be all utopic and whatever. And they kind of screwed that over when they did decide at one point to attack me for taking a rescue pod. Not one that they were working on, but I had a rescue pod from another ship in another part of a mission, not involving the Thargoids. So that pissed me off. And then they started attacking bases that were not aligned with the Aegis research group. And that means that they're attacking now independent human colonies and star bases. And at that point, you're sort of fighting for your own survival. So my disposition initially was open to, you know, I've heard the rumors about the Empire and the Federation developing a genocidal weapon against them about 100 years ago, game time. And I decided that I was going to be, you know, fairly neutral in my attitude towards them. But that's started to erode a little bit because they're becoming more and more aggressive. And now there's rumors as of today, Obsidian Ant has released notice online that he's, in one of his videos, that they're moving into the bubble with their interdiction technology and starting to interdict human players inside the bubble, which puts them just inside, I guess, Lee Romwee's territory. And that's getting a little bit too close to Earth for my liking. Which would be the capital of the Federation. It also happens at a time when they're talking about new features being added to the game, including a number of new class ships, including the Crate and the, there's another one I can't remember the name of. And of course...
the Chieftain, I guess?
Yeah, the Chieftain, that's right. And now planetary atmospheres sometime this year, possibly as early as January 27th.
Wow.
And if that happens, well, they've had 3 years to work on this feature, and I'm a software developer myself. And there's a lot of the game, like you look around, I mean, especially with the VR headset, and I look around, and they've added a heck of a lot to this game. There's a lot of stuff here. But they've had 3 years to invest in atmospheres, and when the Thargoid bases themselves have localized ammonia atmospheres around their bases on planet surface, and I've been to them and seen it. It's an ammonia-based compound, but I've seen the atmosphere. If they can do it there, they can do it elsewhere. They can do it on Earth. They can do it on Akinar. They can do it on Capital, which is the name of the home world of the Empire. They can do it on any of the worlds where they want to. Plus, I'd like to see the atmospheric aspect introduced to gas giants, so that you can use gas giants tactically. In combat today, I was using a solid rock planet, but I'd like to also be able to enter a planetary atmosphere and evade, pursuit or combat, or just use it in combat if I'm being, harassed by other players. The more sophisticated the game gets, the more easily I can use my head to evade other people. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck in a kind of chess game type of environment where you only can make a finite number of moves to try to evade your opponent. And I'd like to be able to outsmart them in a broader sense than than just being stuck with, oh, you can shoot at them or run away, just.
Yeah, pretty much. I completely agree. And the other thing too is, up until now, I was actually avoiding the Maya system for the past few days because, I was noticing, at least a few days ago, there were commanders everywhere that were, up to no good, and I got interdicted and attacked, and, it's no fun. So, sometimes I'll end up just trying, avoiding a system for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this system also, don't forget, was the one that the Federation and the Empire were contesting before the Thargoids came in, right? They were sending their Majestic class and Farragut class battleships in here, 3 at a time, to come and contest this system. And you had Imperial and Federation commanders, going at it in this system. So no one was ever really in control of it. And now with the Thargoids, it's just like a free-for-all. Everyone's got the mark Lawless on their name. And there's no real control of any kind inside the system. It's a complete anarchy. The nearest system that's governed at all is Meropa, which is still independent, but it's taking a hit from the Anthill mob. I'm not sure if this is the work of the Anthill mob here, but however, if it's the Anthill, if it's some combination of the Empire, the Federation, the Anthill mob, and the Thargoids all having a go at it in one system, that wouldn't surprise me either. This is also the location of the only black hole that there is next to, I think the next nearest one that I know of is the Great Annihilator toward the center of the galaxy, and then of course there's Sagittarius A at the galactic center, which is a special case. But there's only 3 black holes. This is the, I don't know what, I mean, there's a lot of research potential associated with them, and you can go look at the black hole here. I tend to stay away from it, but apparently there's a beacon there now where you find tourist missions, and they're worth quite a bit of money. So, yeah, if you catch one of those, I don't know, I might take one if I. But anyway, I wanted to come to this system to sort of figure out, what was the damage done to the Obsidian orbital space station. It was one of the first to be attacked. It's still on fire. I don't know. I thought it was being repaired at one point. And now you go there and it's still on.
Yeah, I remember it being attacked just this past Thursday, actually. And Obsidian Ant you know, and the next day, of course, published his video, which I knew he would.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as that was attacked, then yeah, it's not looking good for the system. The other thing too I'm noticing is, you know, I've been trying to help out with the repairs of the stations, and yeah, it's taken forever. There's so much.
They've got like it takes like a huge amount of time to repair anything, right? Like they've only got 2% repairs on, or 2% of the resources. I think I saw was the highest number on any of the star bases for their repair, their complete repair needs being met.
Yep.
And that was very disappointing. It takes quite a bit. I mean, you can imagine it's a star base, right? There's tens of thousands of people that live on these things, so it's going to take time to fix them. But my question is this: where are the battleships of the Empire and the Federation? Like, are they just keeping them in the bubble to deal with the Thargoids?
That's a very good question. I think they did post something though a few weeks back, I believe, saying that they were going to leave it up to their smaller ships because they felt like their large capital ships couldn't do anything against the Thargoids, that they were strategically ineffective, something like that.
I don't see how that could possibly be true.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember that was posted a few weeks ago.
I mean, even the Majestic is a huge battle platform. It's got like 16 Class 3 guns that are turret mounted, and the computer can automatically target each and every one of those guns just on one side. It has 32 guns on dorsal side total, all Class 3 and all, you know, with megawatts of energy behind them. It just seems untenable. I think they're probably telling yet another in a series of fibs about why they're keeping them back. They're keeping them back in reserve and letting their smaller ships deal with it, while they have the researchers in this part of the galaxy try to get weapons that they can equip those capital ships with, so that when it comes time for the main fight to begin, they aren't completely screwed over. Right now, right now, there's probably some truth in what they're saying. In that, yes, if you shoot human weapons with just, you know, lasers or even fragment cannons, kinetic projectiles at the Thargoids, they don't seem to be very effective. But the AX class weapons that you can buy now at bases, various bases throughout the Pleiades and elsewhere, you know, give you the ability to injure the Thargoids. And if you get enough humans behind you, you can even take on a Cyclops. That being said, there are numerous Thargoids floating around in this part of the galaxy. There must be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of warships here. It's not a small incursion. This is the main body of their invasion that we're seeing in the Pleiades. And I don't know when they're going to consider themselves finished, but they're gradually, definitely moving towards the bubble. And at some point, they're going to have to use their capital ships or some kind of new technology to resist them. Otherwise, they're just going to be finished. They're just going to be finished off. You're going to see one starbase go after the other, and they'll be in a constant state of disrepair. And I don't know what the galaxy would look like at that point, but it wouldn't be a whole heck of a lot of fun to play in anymore. I don't think.
No, that's true. I think probably the only saving grace, at least that I've noticed so far, is that planetary bases have not been attacked yet.
On planet, you mean?
Yeah. So, like, I wonder if they're ever going to attack them, or if we'll end up just having to use planetary bases to repair the other stations. But yeah, still it would be very challenging. That's true.
Is that why you're here on this at my point?
No, I basically finished with my I guess commodity runs for the repairing the stations, and decided to pick up a few missions. and I was looking through the missions, and really the best paying ones that I could find from where I'm operating out of were actually just cargo runs. So I just went ahead and did that, and this was my last stop. So I've made a few million credits off of, just a handful of cargo runs, so it's not bad.
Yeah, it isn't bad at all. I'm still making, I made in the past two or three playing sessions across this past weekend, I've made probably 5 to 6 million credits. I don't know if that's like competitive with what I should be making, but I've crossed the 40 million credit mark, and I started in the low 30s at the beginning of the weekend. So, I mean, for me, that's pretty good usually. I'm gradually figuring out how to make more and more money, but I'm going to have to figure out ways to, there was that bug in RIA a few weeks ago. That was quite an entertaining, and then I managed to get myself killed a bunch of times, which debited my total.
Oh.
I had to replace my ship several times, just over stupid stuff, like, I don't know. I had to basically fix the Python and get it back resurrected a bunch of times. Because actually the majority of it was human players, like doing hunts against other human players.
Yeah.
I find this is really a terrible point in the day to actually do this. I'm not sure, again, if the Russians are coming on and they're just more competitive, and so they just decide to attack human players, but they make it very difficult and this time of day to play the game. So anyway.
Wow.
as the world turns. I'm going to have to get going here, though, because I have less than 2 hours left to finish one of my other missions, and I'm supposed to be doing some work related to contract acquisitions tomorrow in my career for my software company that I run. So I'll let you go with that, and all the best to you.
Thanks, you too. By the way, where are you off to right now?
The Atlas system.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm heading. Actually, where am I heading? You know where Kipling Orbital is?
Hang on a second. Oh, jeez, my one of two things has happened here. Either my Xbox controller has once again lost its plug.
Uh-oh.
There we go. I don't know why it keeps doing this, but it's very frustrating. Go to the galaxy map here in a moment. So you and I are in the Meropa system? No, someone else. One of my other friends is in the Meropa system. And Atlas is Pleona. Atlas, okay. Yeah, it's a repair. It's a base that's under repair. 1.2 million population. It's one jump away. Yeah, so I've got to go there and dump off 12 passengers for an extra 1 million credits to finish off my night. What part of the world are you in? Are you in the United States?
Yeah, I'm in the U.S. I'm actually in Texas.
Oh, okay. I'm in Ottawa. I'm in Ottawa, Canada, somewhat north of you.
Oh, nice.
So it's
that's quite a bit north.
It's a bit late. We're in the Eastern time zone, along with Washington, New York, all the other places in the U.S.
Yes.
Part of the East Coast. But yeah. So I don't know. Where are you headed? You said.
I'm actually headed over to one of the other Pleiades areas, but if you want, if it's your last stop, I can escort you to Atlas and see if we can get you over there without too much trouble.
Well, that'd be nice of you. One moment. Let's see if I can, first of all, get that plotted. Okay, so I'm inside the hangar right now.
Okay.
Let me just do something here. First of all, we'll do this. Then we'll do this. And then we will... Oh, you have to approve wing request. Yeah, there we go. And then Wingman nav lock has been engaged.
Alright.
And I think that means...
I think that means you're locked to my frame shift.
Yeah, that should be it. So you have
Okay.
you have tactical superiority, so that means I think you're the wing leader. But anyway, I'm gonna lay in a course for Atlas, and then I guess you'll follow suit.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and get up in the air, and I'll just wait to get formation here.
Yep. Standing by. Launching from my point.
Alright. Unfortunately, I don't have my full complement of gear for combat, but I should still be able to help you out.
I'm not sure I didn't forget anything here.
Be aware that
My point.
effects around these premises. Always consider other
Salvage operation, 16 tourists. Yeah, that should be fine. We're going to be going to Silene Orbital, which I don't think is in. It's 14,000 light seconds away from the system entry point.
Yeah.
Because it's orbiting
fine.
second star, and it is the base that was attacked. So, okay, course laid in and locked, and we are now on ascent, engaging engines.
Right behind you.
Frameshift drive.
Engaging frameshift drive. Oh, you know what? Hang on,
What's that?
I forgot to do something. I have to sell some hot medical supplies. Hang on.
Oh, at the Maya point?
Yeah, I have to go back to my appointment for just 1 second and drop one thing off.
Sure. Not a problem.
I got talking to you, so.
I understand, it happens.
Requesting dock. Dock request met. Slowing down. It does not like it at the moment.
We have you on scanners. Continue your current heading.
Just stay ascended for a moment. It won't be more than 2 seconds here.
For Bay
I'm just going to go
08.
straight to the black
You are
market.
approved for automated docking.
Hopefully they don't scan me on the way in. I don't think they would, because everything's lawless in this system anyway.
Yeah. I know I came in, like, one of my missions was personal weapons, so I don't think it even registered as illicit cargo here, because, you know, it's controlled by a criminal
Organization, yeah.
organization, so yeah.
Okay, accessing starport.
Docking successful. Commence power down. Welcome to the facility.
Contacts the black market. Basic medicines, selling them. Actually, I won those from Conquest in another system nearby. Sale complete. Exiting.
Oh, looks like I got a cut.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I guess because we're wing dates.
Yeah, you get a margin for standing guard.
Yeah, I guess so. It wasn't much, but
No,
yeah.
it wouldn't be much, I don't think. So. Okay. Leaving the system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Your FSD is active now as well.
Yeah.
I just love this. You can still talk through hyperspace. It's pretty wonderful.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense scientifically, but I'll take it.
And there you are. Okay, course laid in for Silene Orbital. That's a really hot sun. We have a hauler leaving orbit at the same time as us. ID Parsley with Cooper Research. Class is a hauler. Skill expert, clean record. Type 6 transporter also had novice, clean, Janus Incorporated.
Yeah, I don't see any other commanders yet.
No, we're clear so far. The system seems to be intact. There is, however, a Thargoid presence here. A Basilisk-class Thargoid ship is passing us on the right. Looks like they're racing us to the star. Requesting.
Sure enough.
They'll never make it. Silene Orbital. Locked. 9,000 light seconds. Sorry, 9,500 light seconds and falling. Another Thargoid.
You said there were 3 of them, of the Russian guys?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh, they just formed into a wing of 3 and then they just started beating on everyone. I've had to deal with that kind of nonsense before in that system, but not nearly to this extent, like where there's just that number of them everywhere, it seems. And they wouldn't talk back. Like, I hailed them and tried to engage them in conversation, explain what I was doing. They didn't seem to give a damn.
Sounds about right. What, did you catch any of their names, by the way?
Well, it was like red this and communist that and whatever, so it looked pretty Russian to me, so.
Yeah, okay. Sounds about right then, alright. I was just curious to know,
there is actually,
yeah,
I've seen, there is a game interface that is Russian though. Like you can play Elite in Russian with Cyrillic characters in your interface. And one of the questions I don't really have an answer for is whether or not humans, like human players who belong to different linguistic groups, like if you speak French or if you speak Russian, can they talk to you if you're English? I know the Germans and the English can. But if you're speaking Russian using Cyrillic characters, if someone starts sending you Cyrillic characters in chat, like what are you supposed to do if you don't speak Russian?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll tell you this, it's interesting. I actually made a friend recently who just speaks French, and I noticed sometimes he would type out some French letters would come across. He would type in English, but sometimes some French letters would come across. So I think
that's different though, because those letters have ASCII equivalents. Like the code that we use for English actually has an extra, like between 0 and 127. We only need to use in English 26 of the letters to communicate, right? So German, French, Dutch, like all these other localizations, they use like extra versions of the characters. They take up, I think, another 15 characters above where we are, where English is. So, and that's the ones where you get E with the accent grave and the accent aigu in the French character set, the CD underneath the C, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm under attack.
Alright, I'm coming around. I've got you nav logged, so let me see if I can...
This one is a tough one to evade. I'm having a lot of difficulty
now. Thankfully he's not a commander, but I'm right behind him. So if he drops you, I'll drop in with you.
Okay, I evaded.
Oh. Sweet. Good job.
I thought about, like, just succeeding to the interdict, because then it would draw you into combat once you got close enough. And as long as I could hold out long enough, then that would be it for him, right? There'd be two of us, and you're in an anaconda.
That's true.
So, as long as you're equipped for battle, then...
Yeah, I've got my weapons. The only thing that I don't have with me that I normally do if I'm doing combat is all the hull reinforcements and cell banks and all that other jazz. So all my internal compartments are just cargo right now. But
Yeah,
I've got my guns on my ship.
I don't have any cell banks either right now, so it was just shields. But I've got a lot of them.
There you go. That's true. Alright, I'm just gonna drop in right behind you.
Okay. And if I get interdicted again, I'm actually going to yield to the interdiction.
Okay.
But we won't have to because I'm now within range of the base, so... Here we go.
Yeah. Alright.
We're at the base.
Somehow... You are 23 kilometers away from me, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm 6 kilometers away from the base. You're on the other side of the base.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
But whatever.
So I basically came in right in through your wake, but whatever.
Yeah.
I guess I don't need to go in, so it's all good.
Okay. Well, this will be it for me. As soon as I'm inside, I'm gonna bail for the night. I have work to do tomorrow, in theory.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not on contract right now, so technically I'm unemployed, but I should probably find work.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, I'll be out of money.
Alright.
I'll be out of money by March if I don't. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Of course, you can always tell people to wait to get paid, but yeah, whatever. I'd rather not. Our economy is so screwed up. Like, why do you need money to survive? Exactly. That's the silly part. If it was just to like have wealth, then I can see it. But needing money to survive is pretty tough. Holy crap!
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
What's that?
Well, this thing's got flashing lights on it, like. It's not auto-docking me the way it should. Oh, it actually has been attacked, sorry.
Yeah, it's under repairs right now.
So that's why the autopilot isn't working.
Yeah, could be.
Okay, we are at Bay 26, stand by. And hang on. Restricted access, Bay 26. Lowering landing gear manual. I think it's hilarious that you can do a manual docking like this. Whoops!
Why is that?
Oh, I hit someone on the scaffolding on my way down.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not very good at this, actually. Well, I'm just so used to the docking computer doing everything for me that you run out of practice after a while if you don't.
Yeah, that's true. I used to use the auto dock until one day I was entering, I guess, you know, the mail slot, if you want to call it that, and another commander was coming out in an Imperial cutter, and I'm in my Anaconda. And yeah, it was pretty crazy there for a while. Basically, he just kept, you know, full throttle going, pushing me, and I had to disengage my, you know, auto dock, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't having it. So it was just like, okay, I'm not gonna get rid of this thing. I can't auto dock anymore. Yeah, that was just crazy.
Okay, so to get your credits for your assist, let's see here. Yeah, commercial samples, salvage operation, mission board, standby. No. We want the passenger lounge. Standby again. 16 tourists seeking transport, claiming reward. You should get 1,000,010 credits.
Oh my.
There you go, extra 1,000,000 credits for you. I don't know if you got any of that, but anyway.
Yeah, that's a lot of credit.
That's what it was worth.
Good.
And I have 30, I think you probably got half of them by the looks of things.
I haven't gotten any notifications.
Oh really? Because it didn't give me all of them.
Yeah. It's possible because maybe you had the mission before I joined up, so I don't know if that matters.
Okay, well, anyway, I appreciate your help. Thanks again. We'll probably see each other online again, so have yourself a good night.
Thanks, you too. Good flying with it, and take care.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.
Alright everyone, thanks for watching. This is Commander Trium signing off once again. Have yourselves a good night, good afternoon, or good day, wherever you are in the world. Bye for now.